Flames get to head on the road for the first time in a little bit more than a month now. So getting to play FIU this weekend. Take us through this week's preparation and maybe a little bit of last week. Just a recap of last weekend.
Yeah, you look at the from last week. You look at the video. There was a lot of good things that I think we did in all three phases. We just did not score enough points. We had some opportunities to really extend the lead there, and we had some drop passes, some penalties, and some things that hurt us. And then it came down to obviously getting one first down. We couldn't do it, and then we needed one stop, couldn't do it. And so frustrating. You watch the video. There's a lot of, like I said, a lot of good things, and there's a lot of things that we left out there. We hadn't. We had 5 drop passes, and out of those 5 drop passes, 2 of them were third downs that could have extended drives, and 2 of them were big plays that would put us in scoring position. And when you're in a tight game, so that's the frustrating piece. I think we left some things out there, but you move forward. You've got to flush it and move on, and we go on the road. We know now that a conference championship game berth is out of our control. So we talked to the team about focus on what we can control, and we want to go win and put ourselves to get a bowl game. And so that starts this week, and our guys had a good practice yesterday. It was a challenge, and obviously we came out a good practice, and attitude's been good this week.
Is it more frustrating having that performance, especially coming off what happened the prior week against Delaware, where it seemed like everything was clicking?
Yes, because if you look at just statistically, I think we had over 400 and something yards, and we were pretty solid on third down, and then you played relatively clean, and those plays there would have put you in scoring position. Who knows what would have happened, and we were up that whole time doing that. We could have put somebody away and put them out of a comfort zone. We couldn't do that. That is frustrating because there was a lot of self-inflicted. They're a good team, especially defensively, and we had opportunities to make some plays. And when you don't do it and you have some self-inflicted, it is frustrating. I knew it was going to be a tight, grinded-out game. That's how they've played every game this year, and so you knew you had to make the most of those, and the opportunities that we had, we did. And then, as I said, it came down to we needed a first down, and then we fumbled that ball, and that changed field position completely. And then we got, obviously, Caleb Ryan made an unbelievable play to get the ball back, and you need to get one first down there and couldn't do it. So that is a frustrating piece from that. But the ebb and flows of games, you hope if you make a couple of those, that game might be different, and that's the disappointing thing. But at the end of the day, we didn't. And my job, I got to help us make them.
Go ahead. It seems like in the run game without Juju Gray, you're going to be leaning on some other guys a lot more. Aside from Evan Dickens, Jalen Coleman, I know he got in his 4th game this past week. Do you anticipate having him as part of the regular offense going forward? Is he getting close to that red shirt line?
Yeah, he's going to have to. We're not. We got to play who we can to help us win games, and so with the injuries that we've had, he's had to play more, and I think that was his 4th game, if I'm not mistaken. Might be, or maybe 4's coming up. But the plan is to play him the rest of the season.
What have you seen out of him that you like so far? He had a pretty good day the other day.
He can really run. He's very accountable for his job. He works hard at what he wants to do, and when he gets in there, he does good things. He's not overly big. He needs to continue to get stronger, but he plays with a good confidence. And he does exactly what you ask him to do, which is good.
What steps can you take week to week to help bridge that gap when you're moving the ball well, you're doing a lot of things right, but when you need to make the clutch plays, they're just not there?
I think you got to look at one in key situations. Are we calling plays? Are we targeting certain guys that you trust will make the plays? I think that's one. I think 2, hopefully you can put yourself in a better position where those plays aren't as killer, as well. Like that's been the big thing. When we've had some self-inflicted wounds, it's been the tight games all the time. We've not been able to have any type of separation, and they've killed you. When you're if we'd have dropped one versus Delaware, I think we did have a drop. Nobody noticed because we were scoring all the time. But in tighter games, every possession matters, and so we got to do a better job of our guys understanding the urgency. But also, if something doesn't go our way, we got to have a plan on how can we overcome that. overcome that. We got to be better there. So I got to do a better job of helping us do that.
Does that involve the coaching staff? I mean, you don't want to tell guys to not do stuff or plant negative in their head, but you have to have contingencies too.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk all the time about doing your job and catching the ball and holding on to the ball and blocking guys and all those things, and it's not just the drop passes. I mean, we had some opportunities where if we finish a block up front, a play that's a 4-yard play turns into 8 or 10, and that's a first down instead of a 3rd and 2 or 3. So we're all on offense. We're all sort of guilty of not doing our jobs completely, and so but you don't want to have any negative doubt, anything in your head where you doubt you can't go perform, and so you have to build them up and you keep practicing and put them in positions at practice to hopefully they execute and then they can execute in the game.
What was the biggest difference between the first and second half defensively on Saturday that you saw in the film looking back? It looked like in the first half you guys did a really good job of slowing them down. Was it just the second half them playing from behind there for a little bit in the third quarter and being able just to attack us, and kind of the simple difference that you saw in the film?
You asked what the difference in defense was the first half, second half?
Yeah, for you guys. Yeah.
I think we played really good defense for mostly the whole game. We there in the third quarter, I think we got 2 or 3 straight stops to come out of halftime. I think it was 2, maybe it's 3. You can check me on that. And so I thought we had stopped at the last couple games. We'd played good defense in the first half, and in the third quarter we fell apart. And I thought we came out in the third quarter and played well. I think it was 2 drives we stopped them, and we obviously weren't doing anything on offense. And then we had they had a big long third down that they got and ended up scoring, and then they did something else again there. And we had a couple self-inflicted where we had some guys that had an opportunity to make some plays, and we didn't do it, and they capitalized on that. And so I think they just made some plays. We were and even one of the touchdown throws, we were in a great position. He made a great play on that, and sometimes that happens. And I think there was a third down on one of the drives. We had them like 3rd and 12 or 13. They did convert. That's obviously you want to get them off the field there. But for the most part, I think we played pretty well. Yeah, you'd love to shut them out, and not let them score. And the disappointing thing to me was the last drive. I mean, because I think we had good calls. We missed 2 tackles there that were just gave up huge, and we had an opportunity really on the third play to really have a pick 6, and a young man didn't trust himself enough to go do it. I mean, we had a good call on to do it, and he was worried about something else and just and got in between, and so that was the most for me defensively. I think that was just the most disappointing drive because it was 4 straight. We didn't get any type of deal there, and it wasn't because of any calls or anything. We had just guys that. Yeah, just make some plays there from that standpoint. But I thought we came out of the locker room and better in the third quarter than we ever have previous 2 games because we got some stops. I don't know if we got wore down a little bit. I mean, time of possession, we controlled time of possession. Like if you look at metrics, a lot of the things that you want to do, we did. Obviously, we ended up having 2 turnovers. They had none. We got one of the turnovers back there, but that changed, us not getting the first down there, that changed about 30, 25 yards of field position. We were at the 50-yard line. We ended up punting from the 30-yard line. That's 20 yards of field position right there. So if you punt from the 50, you maybe back them up if we don't get the first down there. So little things like that in tight games get you.
This week going up against a team in FIU that's coming off, a solid performance.
Yeah, real good performance.
Yeah, maybe a different quarterback there. What have you seen out of them? And do you have to try to prepare for 2? And it's 2 guys that played differently as well.
Yeah, I think you do have to prepare for 2. They'll I believe they'll play both of them at some form or fashion. I don't know exactly what they'll do. One of them obviously is been started for the last couple of years. It's got ability, can run. But the big kid they got, he can really throw. A big old boy can throw the ball well, and he's giving them some juice. And so we're both in the same position. We're both fighting to get back to 500. We're both fighting to get closer to bowl game eligibility. So it's a huge game. And our defense is going to have to do a good job of having a plan for both when who's in, because they'll do some different things, and so we'll have to do a good job of understanding who's in there, what they're trying to do with who's in there. Our defense will do a good job of determining that, and then we got to do whoever it is. We got to make them beat us from the pocket. We can't let them get out and create extra stuff, and whether it's scrambling or breaking down from a run lane and we have to make them beat us from the pocket.
A lot of talk the last few weeks about having a championship mindset each week, coming off the loss. conference championship may be out of the picture. How do you try to keep the guys motivated moving forward?
Well, what we talked to them yesterday about is, we had things in control, and now because of the loss, it's out of our control. And so you got two choices: you focus on what you can, or you focus on what you can't. And so a championship mindset needs to be who you are all the time, no matter what the outcome is or what you're chasing after. If it's not there, it's who you want to be and who we say we are. And so even though that the opportunity to be in a conference championship game is slim and none, the opportunity for this group of seniors, we've not won a bowl game since 21. And so there's a lot out there that this group they put up there. They wanted to win a bowl game. They're obviously wanting to win a conference championship, and so there's still opportunities for them to go get. Now, to me, this is where you see if when one of those objectives that you had an opportunity to get is gone or seems to be gone. Do we have enough fortitude? Do we have enough resilience? Do we have enough character within to say, hey, we're going to keep fighting for these other things, keep fighting for each other? I believe we do. I think we've got the right people there that'll do that. We've got some guys that have been in this program for a while that really want to go after and everything. Now we got to go do it. Everybody else wants to do it too. FIU wants to do it too. And so, the schedule don't get any easier going forward. And so, we're going to have to play well but do the things necessary to win. That's the main thing we're focused on. But I believe the group in there has the right mindset to go do that.